Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my fellow YouTubers. So, I have a couple updates for you, small updates. That's why I'm live. First of all, some of you out there, um, I have started a series of podcasts. Eventually, will share with you the links if you're interested. So, anyway, first of all, I want to say that I asked Zoe if she's coming back. She had a nap. She said no, and no, have a blast. I'm not having a blast. That's a blast getting away from YouTube as much as possible. So the podcast, I did 4-part episode for the starter. Hopefully, it is really good. Yeah. So to me, I'm hoping it works really well. So a couple of the major changes is I'm gonna um, tell you up front that I want to slowly go over to podcast because um, eventually I'll take some polls about why I'm doing it. It's because I'm tired of uh, of uh, of of YouTube. Not because I want to leave YouTube. I don't. It's because I'm tired of all the lies and deceit. You got all these people lying to everyone else, and then there's people that leave me negative comments. Like, oh, you're full of crap. If you don't prep, you're gonna be dead. And the thing is, if you don't want to listen to me on YouTube, I can go to Spotify. I can go to Anchor. I can post my videos everywhere on my channel and not worry about you guys. I can be myself without worrying about um, what you guys got to say, because frankly, some of you guys, I'm fed up. I'm fed up with the insults. The insults. And I'm fed up with YouTube. Half the time I can't even log a live video. I mean, I cannot literally do a video half the time because you guys at YouTube keep blocking me from doing it. You see, YouTube's got this problem, okay, where I can't even say something without having my video flagged for, they say, oh, you said this, or you said that, or you said this, or your topic is wrong. I mean, literally, what is the point of having YouTube if you can't speak your mind and then they flag you for whatever? A friend of mine made a video the other day, took her months, costed her a lot of money to make herself. It was a documentary. They flagged it saying it violated community guidelines. Then, and I saw the video, didn't violate anything. They just did that so they could keep her off of YouTube. You see, YouTube only wants stupid morons that will buy into all the BS. I mean, literally. So she loses and gets a strike on her account. But me, I'm told no one wants to listen to a weirdo like you. But on my podcast, since Zoe says I have voice for radio, I can literally do my voice on radio and not worry. So if anyone's interested in my podcast, leave me know in the comments. I did the podcast also for Tony and Zoe for their busy schedule, Dinky and Corey, because a lot of people think, um, my feelings are, my feelings, and they say, oh, thing is, I don't walk on eggshells for nobody. So to me, if I have to change platforms because half the time YouTube doesn't work and I don't have StreamYards except 20 hours a month, and it costs me 25. That's cost me $60 to use YouTube's platform. At StreamYard's expense to bypass YouTube's server, So it goes from StreamYard to YouTube directly there, which they have a connection link, which means I don't have to wait how long and how long and how long just to get to YouTube. I mean, literally, it's basically a bunch of BS. There'll be a bunch of BS when you turn around and you turn around, right? And you wake up in the morning and you can't log in. You can't log in because YouTube says, we're sorry. We're not letting you log in because, your topic is wrong. I'm checking on this for a second. All right, so I want to see. So I have 4,000 plays on my videos. 1 play per average. I don't know. Episodes? How many episodes do I have in my original channel? Yeah. Oh, yeah. 58. So I have the 1 hour link here, Oh, wow. Part 1 and part 2 has been deleted. And then the rest are fine. Oh, yeah. They deleted some of my other ones. So they deleted that one too. Go figure. So apparently some of them, yeah. So yeah, that makes sense. See? Yeah. So they say. Says I own $8. I have $8. Okay. Okay, cool. So it says $5.18. May it offer subscriptions? I don't want subscriptions. No. What are they? How do you activate it? That's my question. All right. So they're just like, you want to get paid? No, I don't want to collect $5.18. 4 years of working and $5. You see, it's funny. And I don't want to give them my tax info, anyways. I'm like Higgins, forget the tax thing, right? So, anyways, the main thing is I was curious, about my my thing, But no, the bottom line is I'm tired of sitting here and seeing people being stupid on YouTube, throwing money away on perfectly good things, and then going out and doing a review on like a $50,000 generator, hypothetically, and saying, "Oh, look what you guys bought me! Ha ha ha! I'm gonna be living better than you when the shit hits the fan." That ain't cool. The bottom line is YouTube's getting harder and harder to upload, and they're always having problems. I mean, literally, people are reporting currently YouTube outages. I mean, literally, 50% of YouTubers right now are saying that they cannot log in. Video streaming is crappy. I mean, literally, they're saying that video streaming is, my live stream is not working again. Fix it. See, the support system, and they're all complaining about it, you see? I mean, literally, this is just for today alone, Yeah, see? So all these people are complaining about all these sub-services, then, and the reason for it is too many people think they can make a living on YouTube. This one here just keeps playing the same damn thing. Yeah, so you see these are all, PC prompts can't struggle. Some people are saying they can't upload live through their phone. Their website's 32% down and the 20% for the apps. And this is every damn day. It spiked. It spiked today. There were so many problems 2 days ago, and now it's climbing up again as of today, literally, I just can't believe, why YouTube's giving us trouble. Literally, what is wrong with YouTube? Literally, I'll tell you what's wrong with it, and I'm basically not going to sugarcoat it. Everyone thinks they can make a living on YouTube, so they're literally, what do you call it? They're literally, So this is one reason why for the major changes, I thought about going to, Spotify and Anchor to get my messages out there, because at least I can be in my jammies all day and no one's gonna care about my clothes, or I can do 30-minute intervals and then run to the bathroom, do another 30 minutes with coffee time with Rita, and then go to the bathroom. And then 30 minutes later, go to the bathroom, and without having to get up. People are like, "What am I watching this?" And they're got away from their computer. Well, I have to use the bathroom. But if I do the thingy, and it's not about this ain't a complaint against the YouTubers that have like 1 million subscribers and are making a living. This is my complaint that everyone's trying to make a living on YouTube. They think they can become the next YouTuber that's popular and make 60 million a year. When truly, they're basically draining the system by having so many people on YouTube. Billions of people are on YouTube, and yet billions of people are screwing up. That's what I think is the best part, That's a good one. Literally, that's the thing, you got all these people, right? And they're turning around and they're saying, well, you're going to change possibly. That's an idea. If the podcast takes off, yeah, because frankly, I just can't take, going on and people sending me links. Oh, this guy tells the truth. Really? He's telling you fear tactics. He's telling you if you don't prep, you're dead. If you do prep, you're dead. And if you don't do it his way, you're dead. Literally, what type of life is that? Literally, at least on my podcast, I can literally speak 100%. I don't sugarcoat it here, but I'm getting tired of basically seeing people sit there throwing away hundreds and hundreds and hundreds for a guy that lies through his teeth and then buys something for himself and then reviews it. And then everyone worships the dumb son of a bitch because he's a hilljack and all he's talking about is, oh, we're going to have a banking collapse. Really? Last time I checked, the banks look pretty damn good, in my opinion, as everyone's bitching about the inflation and the banking system, the raising of the debt. What do you call that? The whatchamacallit thingamabobbo, the interest rate for loans. Big deal. If you don't own a car, don't worry about the interest rate. If you don't own an airplane, don't worry about the interest rate. If you don't own a helicopter, don't worry about the interest rate. If you don't own a home, don't worry about the interest rate. A lot of the elderly worry about one thing only: medication and food prices. and the occasional gallon of gas, which keep going down. What are they going to be bitching about next? I'm tired of, you know, I keep telling you, YouTube will be main platform for if something big happens. Power goes out around the country. Well, we ain't going to be doing YouTube vids. Power doesn't go out in the country. What do you got to worry about? I mean, literally, what do you worry about? Worrying about um, banking collapse? Nope, not going to happen. World War III, get real. Nuclear war? Unlikely. Food shortages? I give it about an 85% chance right now. That's the only thing you got to worry about is food shortages. Ugh, I didn't know there was coffee grounds still in this cup. Thought I got rid of all the coffee grounds. I'm going to have Chloe clean the bottom of that coffee pot so it doesn't drain any more grounds in it. I hate grounds. The worst thing in the world is coffee grounds. Okay, so the bottom line is, unless we have a nuclear war and nuclear war is determined, first you got to look at the nuclear war thing, okay? Nuclear winter, right? Okay, so who's going to be hit? Major cities in the U.S. might be targeted, okay, if Russia decides to China or whatever, blah, blah, blah. It's not going to happen. If that happens, the U.S. would fire, the entire world would cover it in nuclear winter, we all die. Not even you can survive anywhere in the world unless you're in a deep, deep cave or in a bunker. And then your bunker might not have anything nutritious for 10 years, 20 years. So what's that tell you? Nuclear war ain't happening. Civil war, as Fanny said, you can't organize properly. So that ain't going to happen. All these redneck kill jacks being like, oh yeah, we're going to have civil war. We're going to cause civil war. We're going to have that after the election if we don't get our way. Not going to happen. Banking collapse? Not going to happen. Power grid? Well, let's see. Oh, well, you're going to prepare for darkness in this country. Our power grid's weak. Yeah, if you live in a part where the country is basically on their own power grid or something happens, I mean, literally, they're always saying something like, oh, well, we have to worry about greenhouse gases and causing whatchamacallit, right? Greenhouse gases, right? Greenhouse gases. That's going to cause the country to go down the toilet, and then you have greenhouse gases, and the power grid's going to fail. I live in a state where there's like a dam on every river. The big rivers and the big lakes and everything around us has dams. I mean, literally, we have going for a smoke. If we have a dam everywhere we go, and we have windmills, and we have this. Now, I know Fanny said the other day, oh, I'm not worried. Yes, I am worried. But I'm worried for these idiots that are being taken down the wrong path. That's where I did the podcast. Because think of it. There are people that are doing these, they're idiots. They're sitting there, oh, well, we're going to die. Prepare for nuclear war. Not going to happen. A nuclear weapon launched would launch another one, which launch a third one, which launch our entire arsenal, and then we'd be all dead. Is it worth it? If you want to be all dead, Civil war, not going to happen. All these pipe dreams. Just sit back, enjoy, and see what happens on the political spectrum of the ride. Don't sit there and say, oh, well, if we don't get our way, we're civil war. Not going to happen. World War III nuclear war ain't going to happen. You're more likely going to see some news flash in 2030 if we're still around and this country is still around than saying we're all out of oil gone. Because we wasted so much oil making too many cars and take 7 gallons per crude oil to make a tire. I mean, think about it that way, people. Banking collapse? Maybe in our lifetime. That's why you keep prepping. But some people say, oh, well, you got to prep because higher prices, because the government might shut down, because if the Democrats have the Senate and the House is the Congress, they might not pass the budget because it's got to pass the Senate too. What happens? Stalemate. Government shuts down. Oh, well, they're going to blame it on the Democrats like they usually do. They can't blame the Republicans because the Republicans are flawless. I say you blame both fucking parties, vote them all out, go independent. Get all independent people. That would fix the entire country where the people would listen to what's going on in this country. If you're worried about inflation, your representative works on it. Not sit there and take kickbacks, greed, corruption, and everything else. Country's going down the toilet because you people elected these morons in office, and now you can't get what you want. So you want to threaten civil war, or you want World War III, or you want nuclear war. Point being is nothing's going to happen. Just keep prepping for food shortages. That's what I keep telling you guys. But no, you guys got to sit there and throw hundreds of dollars out to these goons that are making lies and cheating to you, saying, oh, yeah, my prepping channel is great. Keep the income coming. I need to live. While you're living off someone else's dime, someone like me is coming here and telling you that it's got to stop. You can't sit there and live on fears. It's like the Republicans and Democrats duking it out in the damn House and Senate. You can't just sit there and say, oh, is there any more cream cheese or am I out? Yeah, I'm out. I guess I ate the last of my cream cheese the other day. Yeah, I think I was going to send Chloe to get more, but oh well. The bottom line is, yeah, I eat cream cheese, okay? It's a good snack sometimes. The bottom line is, people around the country are fed up, okay, on both sides. They're fed up that they're told that a woman is a third-class citizen. They're fed up that the trans women are told that they're not real women and they got to accept being a man who's going to be breeding stock because they're afraid the whites are going to run out. And the Hispanics and the African Americans are going to be, quote unquote, the new generation of people. I don't give a shit. What I care for is all these fucking peckerwoods turning around and listening to some deceitful son of a bitch telling you lies so you'd fucking stockpile like crazy. One of the reasons the people are stockpiling is they're afraid. Truth is, we're going to run out of groceries if the preppers keep fucking prepping. The preppers keep prepping, the preppers keep making money, and you keep fucking feeding the preppers by donating to them. They go and buy more crap, and then the prices go up. And they're like, oh, we're going to have a food shortage. Yet, these son of a bitches turn around and don't tell you that, quote, unquote, the truth. We got people at home living on the public dole. Now, Fammy, she's awesome. I ain't going to basically say anything negative. You have people living on the public dole. Public dole. Living at home. Eating bonbons. Bonbons. Watching TV all day. Fingering and wanking off. And while they're doing it, they're now writing their senators and Congress saying, we need to have subsidized streaming services like Hulu and Netflix because we need to stay home because of this pandemic. The government already said it. The food stamps are going to be out in December. Pandemic's over. Most states are saying that. It's just going to be like a flu, a seasonal flu. But no, they're all worried about it. So, then you got these freaking rednecks who want, I'm not saying my family's rednecks. I'm saying these rednecks that sit there and lie, take your money and then go buy what they want. And then they jack the prices up to everyone else. I'm not an exception. I buy stuff too for prepping. And as long as we keep prepping, the prices are going to go up. And then people can't find it. Why is the prices going up? Because we're prepping. Two is we're going because the secret is there's not enough fucking workers out there to get off their fucking lazy ass, to get off their butt to go to work. And so the supply and demand is getting harder and harder. But we haven't ran out. Our grocery stores aren't empty yet. I mean, look, England just said there's an 11% increase in grocery bills. I haven't heard from Tony in 3 days. I'm worried about Tone Man. I'm worried about my Tone Man, my friend. 11% increase. Did he get fired? King Charlie throw him in the gulag or the dungeon? Let's just say threw him in the dungeon because he doesn't believe in horse face. I mean, it's his God-given right to say, I don't believe in the queen. I don't want to believe in the queen, blah, blah, blah. But if you're an anti-monarchist, they can arrest you now in England and throw away the key because you don't believe in your king. And this is why we call it a dictatorship. If you can throw away the key to Zoe and Higgins and me and Dinky and Corey and my aunt, uncle, and all these people that I know that's on my channel because we're anti-monarchists because we're Americans, except for Tony, then there's a fucking problem in this country when we say abolish the monarchy because it's a useless institution that's just greedy and corrupted. I mean, look, there's too much greed and corruption in this fucking world. And yet, look at the greedy people on YouTube. They think they can get a job on YouTube and work. Chloe said the other day, she said, what happens if you're 50 years old and YouTube dries up, peters out? Then what? You're going to be sitting there, so what'd you do for 20 years? Oh, as a YouTuber. But I have this degree. But think of it this way. Let's do a Higgins example again. I love using Higgins as an example. He's cool. So let's just say Hig old boy turns around, right? And he spent 9 years, right, living on his retirement, his severance pay, being a frugal miser, which he had to be, right? And then all of a sudden, lo and behold, love Higgins, by the way, in that 9 years, he gets this idea for YouTube. And then says, oh, I'm disabled. And they don't check on him. And he's been living on YouTube. Big support, big thing, making money. He gets on SSI, still does YouTube, right? And then one day, or whatever, I like Chloe's idea better. So basically, you do YouTube for so long, and then one day, it peters out, and then got to go find a job. Say, Burger King. They say, what were you doing before you doing asking for a job flipping burgers? If I was a YouTuber. I mean, eventually, YouTube's going to have to make it for the elite, I bet. Due to the fact that only the higher people with the higher, what do you call it? Subscription base will be able to use YouTube. Everyone else will have to go find something like Twitch or Tumblr or some other streaming service because they can't do maybe even Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, MySpace, whatever, because they're not allowed to use YouTube because YouTube's for the elite because they only want the elite because frankly, with all of that stuff, YouTube's got to pay the servers. Eventually, they might turn around and say, oh, you're a creator? $5 a month to start. So you pay them, so you get monetizing from the commercial, then what? When YouTube finds $5 is too little, they say, oh, $10. Meanwhile, inflation's hurting us all. We have to charge you for $10 a month. And you get to keep your emails for free. And eventually, 20 years down the road, let's just say hypothetically, they're going to say, oh, YouTube is still popular. We'll charge $15 a month. Eventually, they're going to charge as much as streaming service. But then, they'll turn around and say, oh, instead of $64.99, we ought to rate it to $79.99 or $89.99 or $99.99 for YouTube TV. Meanwhile, eventually they'll say, oh, our ecosystem is so popular, we're making money off these poor saps. $25 a month to use YouTube. People are going to start looking for free services. And eventually every Tom, Dick, and Harry out there is going to start charging too. Because they got to maintain the servers. A lot more? I'll tell you more. Eventually, people like, have you noticed that 99% of people that do podcasts There's plenty of server space because no one wants to listen to podcasts unless it's on their way to work because they can't watch videos. So it's a podcast while you're driving to work. Yeah. Think about it. A lot of you people don't know this. And yet, this is what you're going to see coming down the pipe. They're going to have to charge people for server uses. Oh, first they'll charge maybe like $2 per month for 20 gigs, and eventually it'll be like $10 to $20 a month for 1 terabyte. Eventually, they're going to start charging people and say, well, we're going to let you monetize, but we're also charging server space. And yet, they can do that because it's YouTube. Twitch can do that. Twitter can do that. Anyone can do that. Eventually, they'll say, oh, when Elon Musk turns around and Twitter and says, oh, we keep Twitter accounts from robots. We're charging $10 a month. People will leave Twitter and say, oh, we'll use Instagram. And then when Twitter failed, then what? He'd raise it again. Oh, it's $20 a month for my loyal people who want to keep their Twitter accounts. I mean, eventually they're going to start charging us for using social media. And a lot of people aren't going to buy it. They're going to give up. Why? Because most of these people own streaming and media platforms and getting advertisement. Yeah. Advertisements. That's how they make their money. But when people start throwing advertisements into Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, people start saying, well, it's time to move on because I don't want the advertisement. And they give it to me free, but they're basically linking your web browsers to the platform you're using to recommend ads to buy stuff. Now, I don't know how many times I went to Facebook with my tablet or my computer, and I've seen more ads than anything. That's the reason why I'm glad I got rid of Facebook. Now they're putting on Instagram. Eventually, people are going to start to wake up and leave. And then what? Yeah. And then leave. Then what? What do I need to do then? I'm going to wake up and say, what am I doing? You see? American people are getting tired and fed up with the corruption and the greed. Think of it. Republicans? You know why they're pissed off? I'll tell you why they're pissed off. They don't give two shits about what the Democrats care for. Democrats are pissed off Roe versus Wade was overturned. Democrats are pissed off that their people feel their rights are being taken away. Even in a red state, when DeSantis said there's going to be a war between red and blue states, he meant social war, political war, economic war, not full-blown guns a-blazing. Why? Guy's smart. He's talking about things. Think of it this way. I know a lot of trannies out there. They're going to hate what I'm about to say. But it's my channel. I make the freaking rules. You see, the American people are tired of seeing people turn around and force seeing things like child being abused in a way where they claim the kid's transgender. Are they or aren't they? They're too young to make too much to make a decision at 4 years old to take hormone blockers or have a sex change. They're too young. To me, it's considered like it's child abuse. That's how I see it. So when you see a tranny, oh, it's not child abuse. They know what they want. Well, that's your damn opinion. Mine's mine. We can argue to disagree on that one. And then they say a tranny's got to be classified as a real woman. What's this? Okay. All right. Why? I'll tell you why. Because frankly, my channel, my rules. You see, the American people need to realize that there's enough's enough. You know, that's why I see it. You see, they've been told that a 4-year-old has to have a start sex change, or a 3-year-old. They want to get rid of this. Why? Because it's unnatural in their opinion. My opinion? I don't care. I'm not telling you like it is. Another reason they're upset? Well, Democrats, I'll tell you that too. Well, they have it rammed down their throat. No, trans kids. They're having it rammed in their throat, down their throat, that we have to pay for a 76-year-old man to have a sex change. And then, if that doesn't irk the Republicans, they see all the freeloaders at home going to the store. Well, they go to the store, buying groceries. And what are they getting? Groceries like us. So then they see a Democrat. And Chloe said this the other day. What did Chloe say? You want to know? The reason the Republicans are so pissed off isn't about Chloe or me. It's about the people that go on food stamps to buy steak, lobster, shrimp on food stamps. Yeah. I only agree with that one thing that Hill Jack said on that one channel. Makes the people on the food stamp make them look bad. What about grandma and grandpa? Who goes out with their food stamps every month, buys meals to survive, not steak and lobster. I knew a woman who gambled so much she lost her benefits because she won a lot. So every time she got a food stamp, she would buy crab, king lobster, snow crab, steak. One day I told her, people on food stamps like you're making everyone look bad. People ask me all the time on my channel and email me. They say, you have steak. Yeah, but there's a difference between me eating steak and them eating steak. You see, the thing is I don't want put on my food card steak or made on my benefits that I get from the federal government, Social Security disability. If I buy one steak a month in the 2-pack and I marinate them, freeze one and eat it later. That's it. I'm not a bigot. The government's going to help you. Sometimes I won't even eat steak for 6 months if I'm not in the mood.
Check this out. He's got a hoodie.
Who gave him that? You?
That one lady gave the dog food.
Oh, she gave him that?
Yep.
What, she has a dog too, or had a dog?
One time, I guess.
Hopefully it's clean. I don't want it having any diseases.
There's any diseases on it, but.
But we talked to her again. Is that what we do?
This was a few weeks ago when I got the dog food.
Anyways, let me just finish my chat, guys, okay? So, because I gotta have Chloe and I have dinner soon. Gotta figure dinner out. But my point is, for this discussion is, why is the Republicans angry? Think about it. They gotta go to work. Then, when the people's food stamps come in, while they're shopping, even Chloe was at Walmart one time and safe when she saw people using food stamps for meats they shouldn't even buy. Steak, lobster, king crab. Chloe was on the phone to me and she says, because I used my debit card one time for prime rib. Debit card, not food. And she says, oh my God, there's people buying prime rib blocks on their food card. They can't go and get a traditional turkey. They have to have prime rib, crown roast. And Chloe says they're making people on food stamps look bad. Well, there's more to the story. You see, well, these people are at home, right? At home. They're standing around, fingering themselves and wanking off. New word, wanking off. I like what Tony said about that. There's people like my cousin and cousin-in-law working every day, working their ass off. For what? For people to sit at home, eat bonbons, and wank off. Wow. Hard-working Americans work hard, and they don't see any of the benefits. Think of it. They don't see the benefits. For example, they go to work hard. Others complain they're not going back to work, or they'll only go back to work if they can have a job at home. What type of life is that? People want to stay home. 90% of them want to literally work at home and get their groceries delivered in. They don't want to leave. They're afraid. Just like these preppers are afraid. If they don't prep, they're going to die. And yet, once in a while, we can't be careful with the shell. We make it so thin, you know. Anyways, where was I? So, we want to stay home. Some of them have a family of 10 plus, and they get $2,500 a month, and they write their Congress and senators saying, please make sure our food stamps continue even after Christmas. Why? Maybe if we didn't basically keep funneling money into these programs, you get off your butt and work. We're afraid we might get coronavirus. It's not going to kill you. I've had every variant. Just get off your ass and work. And then, coup de grace of all of them, they go around when they're at the store buying their stuff they're not supposed to buy. They can. You know, that prime rib, filet mignon. What happens? You're going to love this one. You hear been talking to someone about bills. Oh, yeah, I had to pay $60 for my cell phone. Oh, the government's giving me a free phone. free unlimited minutes and data. I'm living the great life. There should be restrictions. Elderly and disabled should have those phones. I mean, look at me. When I started, 1,000 minutes. That's unlimited. Why? Government thinks everyone's going to be glued to their phone. Am I glued to my phone? No. Will I be glued to my phone? No. And yet, they turn around and then at the same sentence say, besides free phone, they said, oh, yeah, and I get a discount yearly on electricity. Yeah, if you qualify. Which means my winter months aren't going to be harsh. Who's paying for it? You, the taxpayers. All right, moral of the story? One more to go, or I'll tell you the moral of the story. Same time, they grit their teeth and say, oh, the government's trying to offer everyone minimum 100 megabits per second internet. Free internet. You the people have to pay for it. And then they don't own their own house and they're renting. They say, yeah, and I live in a government subsidized house or apartment. All right, think of it this way. What does that mean? HUD, USDA, you're paying for that. So they pay 33% of the rent. No, sorry, 30%. You're paying 70%. So say a person, say 3 disabled people live in an apartment, subsidized, and the 3-bedroom is $3,500 a month. Let's just say a 4-bedroom. There is 4 bedrooms. There's 4 disabled. It's $4,500 a month. You're getting to say, oh, each of you pay $225 each. $1,000. Government's paying $3,500 of it for disabled rights, and some of them cover electricity. And the ones that don't, government turns around and says, "Oh, we're allocating because they live in subsidized housing, $92 additional off their rent for electricity for 1 bedroom." Goes up from there, right? So not only are you getting a cheaper electricity, but you're getting also a cheaper phone and internet. And then some places will pay your rent. Yeah. And then, let's just say you're the person who lives in subsidized housing, has subsidized internet, subsidized phone. You find out the management company covers water, sewage, and garbage. You want to pay that. Then you turn around and in the same sentence you say, oh, my mental health is subsidized for free. My medicines are subsidized for free. I get glasses every 2 years, hearing aid every 2 years, subsidized from Medicaid, for example. Where the hardworking Americans go to a doctor for a hearing aid, like Higgins, let's just say he was working, $1,500 minimum. These new glasses, $500 to $1,000 for a pair, give or take. Wow, Joe Blow down the street has it. Not to mention if you're on drugs, extra benefits there because you're on, you're disabled for drugs. You see, this is why not the Republican Party, but the Republican voter is royally pissed off. Not only are they doing subsidized housing, subsidized electricity, subsidized internet, subsidized phone, subsidized rent, subsidized food. Now you've made this a social welfare state. And I'm talking in general, not as in. This is why I keep telling you to keep prepping. Yeah. So the other day, sorry for telling you, the other day, Chloe's at the food bank. Extra food for those people on subsidized everything. Woman walked in. Her right, her husband and her 8 kids. Chloe said this was a shock. 8 kids walked in. 10 people. Lady's pushing her cart. Apparently moved there recently. Whatever, probably freeloader. Goes in the food bank. Walks around. And the lady, they have like 4 people working. A little counter gets you like eggs, milk, cheese, butter, good to have cheese, butter, and so forth, right? So the lady turns around. So she says, first time there. This is how bad the country's getting, by the way. I want you to pay attention. I love this story. Gotta tell them more. Walks in. Gets in line, does her thing. Tells them, here's where I live, yada, yada, yada. She's thinking, yes, food stamps can be great. Are they food bank? Are they expired? Right? First thing that happened. You want some hamburger? Oh, yes, please. 1. Lady threw a fit. But I have a family of 10. How do you feed my 1 chub? We're a small food bank. Deal with it. Then they asked her, you want some pork chops? Yes. 2. How do you feed 10 people on 2 pork chops again? The lady finally snapped and said, this is a food bank. We give you what we can. If you have 4 people in your household, you get 1 hamburger. You got 10 people in your household, you get 1 hamburger. You're 2 people in a household, you get 1 hamburger. The lady looked at Chloe and said, ma'am, we got pork chops in this week. Does Miss Rita want some pork chops this time? Chloe said, oh, yes, please. Rita likes her pork chops. Do you have any tomato soup? She wants tomato soup. She's got to have tomato soup. Here's a couple cans of tomato soup. Lady behind the counter. Right, I still got to see if there's any canned goods to be put away. People look off canned goods. You know. Yep. Okay, I'll put them away. So what is the food thing in? Sugar? Potatoes. Again, 5 pounds of sugar. Not enough for her struggling family. Chloe turned and said, "Hey, lady, if I can live on this stuff, you can live on this stuff." Move the cooler so I don't have to go back and forth so I can do my video with you guys. This has got the that we didn't put away yet. Peanut butter and pears this time. See? So the lady turns around and throws a fit. Of course, Chloe, of course, was getting madder than a tick on a dog because, you know. So, for example, they give you 3 of these peanut butter things, right? Well, I said the lady wanted freaking 10 of everything. And it was an overweight woman, too. Thing is the lady said, quote unquote, "I'm entitled because I have a big family." My opinion, you ain't entitled to jack shit. Seasonings, by the way. That's the thing. You ain't entitled to jack diddly shit. Why? Because these people think, quote unquote, that they're entitled because they're overweight. It reminds me of the story I was on a train once, right? I was on a train once. See, tomato soup, spaghetti sauce. Lady thought she was entitled to 10 of everything. Like this one time I was on a train, right? You're going to love this story. I was on a train once. This lady turns around and she says, I'm going to rotate too, by the way, maybe tomorrow or Friday. So she turns around, right? And she says to the lady, "All right, my husband and I were on the train. My husband and I packed our own foods because, you know, train food's expensive. So we're riding the train, and this lady is sitting there. She's a big, overweight woman. Overweight, claiming she's entitled and everything. So she's talking to my husband. And she says, I wonder if Fanny can give me some ideas for these pears. Anyway, no, that isn't what she said. My family, my brothers, my sisters, my mom, my dad, they're all thin. I don't know how they're thin. They eat like a horse, and they're so thin. I diet, I exercise, I'm entitled to be thin. And look at me. And hubby's like, mm-hmm. While she's at it, she eats a whole thing of double stuffed Oreos, carries a cooler full of milk, gets done, eats a whole bag of Bugles, mind you know those little cheese Bugles, oh, I love those. Turns around after eating the Bugles, eats 2 bags of kettle chips. Oh. 2 bags of kettle chips. And then, one more, and then turns around, drinks 2 energy drinks, eats a bag of candy and some other stuff, right? They're coming through, right? And my husband, he's just keeping cool. Finally, conductor's coming around and says, "Ma'am, can I get you something?" My husband says, "Yeah, I'll take 2 hamburgers for right now. And the wife will have 2 hot dogs. If she wants more, she can have more. I said, thank you, honey. So we have, and we'll take a soda. Well, on the guy's return, I said to my husband, man, I'm still a little hungry. Old guy heard me and says, oh, get her 2 more hot dogs on me and a couple drinks of Jim and Pepsi. So we're traveling. And they're talking. And he says, let's go to Altavista. Nice guy. So we're in the Altavista Lounge enjoying ourselves. And we come back. After we heard, the conductor stops us. And he says, oh my God, that lady still won't stop going on and on and on about her weight. Right. But I should be thin, right? Well, while we were having our hot dogs, right? We were having our hot dog, right? Funny joke. The lady wanted more food. Okay, cool Higgs. So what happened? I'll tell you what happened. She orders 12 hot dogs and 12 hamburgers and wants 12 cans Pepsi. Gives the guy cash. Hubby and I are just sitting there going, oh my God. And she says, oh, I can't understand why I can't. It's like this lady. I have 10 kids. I don't understand why you won't give them, but she's overweight, right? No one knows if it's true or false. Yeah, or me and Chloe's saying this, right? Point is, 10 kids, her and her husband, and you're throwing a fit. And then she says, well, that lady there has got, you asked if she wanted hamburger and pork chops. She shouldn't need that for one person. Chloe said to the lady behind the counter, but I don't have one person living in my household. I have 2. Me and my roommate. I pick up for my roommate. Part of the household number of 2. Lady says, and then when they get down to the end of the line, right, where they're like, do you want milk? And the lady's like, yes, please. At this point, she's not going to say 10. They give her a half gallon, and she's just like, then she threw a fit again, saying that she should at least get 10 pounds, mind you, 10 pounds, that's 40 sticks of butter. I said to Chloe, oh my God. First, the lady wants to throw a fit about hamburger, 1 chub, 1 pound, 1.5 pounds of pork chops, and butter. Then she says, does this food give cheese? No, not very often. Cheese is always sold. We pick up what's affordable. Well, this food bank sucks. Then, right, I didn't see anything on the other thing. I know we didn't get any this time, but, she said that the lady throwing a fit that there was no, quote, unquote, bread. Literally, no bread. And 1 dozen eggs for a family of 10. Then she said, can I come back the next day you're open? No, it's once a week, but we're struggling. Then the lady goes over to the other place that gets food vouchers. Don't have any to give. We're out of Red Cross food vouchers or Salvation Army. Goes to another place. Same thing. Throws a fit. Chloe's sitting there because Chloe's walking on her way home. She knows where these places are. She said this lady was mad, saying she's entitled. Her taxpayers pay for it. The donations that we and other people do to keep those vouchers going. But no one wants to donate because there's too many freeloaders. Yeah, too many freeloaders. That's the truth. Think about it. Too many freeloaders. And you wonder why so many people are pissed off. You know, thinking about Higgins' problem the other day, right? Higgins was telling me the other day how he literally got fired from his doctor, right? He hasn't found a new one or something, right? I'm thinking they knew he was going to get on Medicaid. They just didn't want to deal with him because the doctor's Republican. And the doctor thinks that Higgins is a freeloading bum. I mean, literally. Probably putting on a show, in her opinion. That's why Mom's there, to show that he can't hear, so she can sit there and fire him from her. So she doesn't have to deal with someone because she thinks he's a cockamamie bullshitting liar. And so, see, then this is why I think he was discriminating against. But he can't prove it by the terms and said he can't. She terminated services because of her own beliefs, which, he was throwing a temper tantrum. Well, in my opinion, I do think about that often when I game. I'm thinking, And, that's why when people say, oh, when you game, do you think of sex? No. What I'm thinking about when I was game sometimes is the things that Higgins says. Sometimes I take it to heart. People say to me, oh, the honey badger is poking the bear again. Maybe. The honey badger is poking the bear again. Maybe. But, my opinion is this. The government needs to stop. The government needs to stop sitting there subsidizing everything. I mean, look, let me put it this way. If you're on SSI, SSDI, Retirement Survivors, Survivors Disability Insurance, Retirement, or SSI, give them the phone and the internet. They're not bringing them. Anyone else who is not working, who's like, oh yeah, I've got free internet, free phone, free food, free rent, all this, cut them off. These are the ones that are the ones making everyone look bad. They don't want to work because they found a way to skimp. And then they go, I'm going to vote Democrat because they're giving me a handout. Yeah. And this is why these hardworking people like my cousin and cousin-in-law work their ass off and they see everything being handed to people. I mean, literally, whose idea was it to give internet? I mean, the other day, my sister Teddy, right? Dinky doesn't watch this, wouldn't understand. But the other day, my sister Teddy asked me outright, hey, sis, are you getting the free internet? She's a Republican. I'm like, why are you getting it? Well, because it was offered to me and I'm not taking a gift horse in the mouth. So even Republicans that are pure Republicans are cashing in on the free phone and the free internet while they can, and the free Prime and the free this. And I'm sitting there going, well, what's your daughter? What is Cass and what's Cass? Cass and Evs is apparently Democratic. So you all get along, even though you're Republican. Well, I'm a hardworking person. I work 2 jobs and I got to support my family. And yet, she asked me, am I getting the free internet? Nope. Paying full price. Why? Because I'm not going to freaking fill out paperwork to get it internet. I'm too damn lazy. And frankly, that tells you right there. My phone, when they keep mailing me saying, the government wants you to upgrade your phone. I have a track phone. You must update your track phone, right? And I'm like this. Well, unless they send me a notice saying my phone's going to be, quote, unquote, not working because these hill douches, I like that answer, hill douches, these douche nuggets are telling me in the government that my phone's not going to be working anymore, then they're not going to be conning me, quote, unquote, to buy a new phone. I mean, literally, I have a flip phone. My flip phone works. If I don't have a flip phone and Chloe has my flip phone, I use Google Voice. I'm like, hello, hello, hello. You guys see it all the time. Google Voice. Right there. This could be my home phone. Does it ring? No. But I have a flip phone. And then they say to me, you need to upgrade because your phone is outdated. Really? Okay. When my battery fails, I'll go with the Nokia 2760 phone. Why do they keep trying to push to get rid of flip phones? Because they don't want the government. The government wants to know your data and your tracking. Subsidized phones are only paid by internet providers and streaming services and people that have Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Those people are paying. The government's getting paid. The government's getting like an advertisement or a deal where they make money. The what do you say? The providers of these social media gets ads, and those ads generate revenue. But at the same time, the government turns around and says, oh, we want to know what they're doing at all times. We're going to help you. You're going to give us a little money to subsidize phones. And so they keep going on back and forth like these companies are paying and the government's paying. So then they turn around and they say, oh, your phone is outdated. You need to have a new phone. And I sit there and I say, oh, so you want me to have a new telephono. So you want me to pay for a 4G, 5G phone, and you keep offering me a Motorola stylus because, well, it's better than the Samsung people are paying a whopping $1,200 to $1,500 for. Yeah, that's nice. I might take that up when and if my phones are completely and thoroughly not working and you got rid of flip phones. But as long as my battery's holding, why should I, quote unquote, use a Motorola stylus you keep pushing? Well, let's see. They want to know what we're doing. So then my family, love my family, by the way, Dinky and Corey, they mean the world to me, turns around. And, you know, sometimes they're like, oh, you're living the life of Riley. You're living the life of Riley, right? All right, let me compare it with this and this one. All right. And let's just to be funny in here, let's compare it with this one here. See, I'm looking at phones for a second. I want to compare these three. And now I want to compare them. Yeah. Okay. So they're trying to sell me a Motorola G stylus. Well, let's see here. Each one has 4G, 5G, and Wi-Fi. So this one has 4G, 5G, and Wi-Fi hotspot. That's the $170 one. This one has 4G LTE network. That one has 4G LTE network. That one has 5G. Cool. Everything else is screen size is 6.8. Wow. So you're paying 6.8. You get that. 14.4 hours, 1.5 days, 1.3 days. So the $99 one's better, right? So they keep pushing me for a stylish phone because they want me to go on all my apps and they want to know what I'm doing. But if I'm using a flip phone, they turn around and they say, ooh, she's using a flip phone. How can you have a flip phone and use a flip phone? Simple. My flip phone works. The government wants to keep giving it, but who's paying for it? Dinky, Corey, Pee Wee, Dan, the working class. I mean, literally. So they spend and give me 1,000 minutes a month. I might use 800. Might. What's that tell you? Tells me the government's going down the toilet. Plain and simple. We are going down the toilet. How you doing, son? Oh, that's a good idea. To finish my conversation tonight. Yeah, you're doing good, aren't you, little fuzzball? Good boy. What, she kicked you out again? All right, you fix it so you can go in there again. Then I want to finish up my idea. Something that's big. Big news. Oh, you're out here now. Okay, cool. I'm out here because I want to be in video. Maybe you can, my Cody, Ricky. Oh, I see how it is. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. My humbug, give me a payment. So this is my service dog, Moppy, everyone, for you tuning in, still watching me. His name's Moppy, and he's my buddy. Hi. Let me guess. Your bum. Why is your Moppy? Why is your tummy rumbling? Because it wants chicken nuggets, manicottis, hamburgers. You know, I still got to get some buns. How about getting some hamburger making tomorrow again? Go with a bacon burger. Almost time for another burger, you know, with some Thousand Island. Okay. As long as Mommy Chloe ain't watching, I'll break my own rules. Yeah, here. And you're being punished, so no more munch. Sometimes people, I feel bad for him. Yeah, he's hot for me. I still have a heart, even though he's being punished. I figure, why not? He's out here with me. So, to finally wrap this up, okay? Republicans are pissed because of all the handouts, right? You got Democrats now pushing for subsidized streaming services, HBO, Showtime, Cinemax, Stars, Disney, Paramount, Peacock, Hulu, Netflix, and then Showtime. And then the next kicker, what's next after they get that? Oh, we need subsidized paper towels, toilet paper. Anything that they don't have to pay for, they want it subsidized. So then the government will have to make a new plan and say, oh, the poor need to have toilet paper and paper towels, so we have to donate it from. Then they'll be like, we need cleaning supplies for our home, shampoo, conditioner, body wash, bar soap. Eventually, they'll hand everything out to one. We'll be basically being given a huge socialist country. I mean, do you want to wake up in the morning? No offense to anyone watching this. And you go to work, you the working class, like Dinky and Corey, while everyone else is at home. Now, people say, well, you're already getting subsidized money so you can buy these things. Yes, but the kicker is, if the elderly and the disabled decide to rally to get this covered on the government's dime, and they still keep their money for their Social Security retirement, then what else are they going to ask for? Either you're going to give them $100 or $150 voucher every month for streaming services, or you're going to go and say, we're going to give you something. Did you know during the cable TV era, they had a program where you can get the government help pay for the cable TV? It was $13 a month for basic cable. I remember one time waking up, right? I can't even remember the name of it now. You know, I was watching this commercial once in the middle of the night. So the next day, I made a phone call. True story. And my mom, she owns the home. So this guy comes out and he says, I'm going to put one here, here, and here. Make sure you put one there. Okay. Just in case, right? So my mom gets home from work. I'm in the kitchen. We had a TV in there. And I was like, Mom looked at me and she says, that TV's crystal clear. You didn't put an antenna. No, Mom, they're giving me a discount being disabled. A discount? What is a discount? $13 a month for cable. Mom sat down. I said, I'll go to my room so we don't conflict. So she had the big TV in the living room. She'd be watching Nashville. She liked Statler Brothers, and it was $13. It was like, oh, yeah, you know, that one show that she, Grand Ole Opry. So she's like, you know, so she was watching the Grand Ole Opry every Saturday, and she loved it. She's like, $13, can't complain, you know. I mean, literally, I remember sitting there Super Bowl Sunday, sitting there watching in the living room. My mom's like, Aaron, what happened? Oh, I screwed up on Rita's pizza. I mean, literally, he screwed up. My mom's like, yeah, I'd like to place an order for wings, a pizza. And my mom was this kind. My husband was like, and make sure my daughter gets a couple orders because they knew us well. They're like, oh, it's Lottie. And they're like usual raviolis and the portobello mushroom stuffed raviolis. No problem, ma'am. And that was it, you know. And, you know, but now they changed the menu too, you know. That's the thing. I was looking at, that the other day. You know, they have a website, right? And you look at their menu, right? And I remember back in the day, right? So the other day I was looking at it, right? And, so I was talking to someone the other day, right? And if you look, right, it says hot wings served with carrot, celery, and your choice of ranch or blue cheese. Back in the day, they had wings. The problem with the wings was you had choice of buffalo, teriyaki, or original. Now they took that away, the original. Then you go down the menu, right? They have sandwiches. Back then, they didn't have sandwiches. Then they had brick oven pizzas, but like this, they have filet mignon, top sirloin, seafood, lobster ravioli. The owner's been there for years. I knew the owner a long time ago. They have chicken parmesan, chicken marsala. You go down to prawns Diablo, beef ravioli, cheese raviolis, right? Portobello mushroom stuffed raviolis and tortellini they had, right? So the other day, I know the owner. So the other day I called up the owner, right? And I says, the owner in. Talked to him. I said, this is Rita. And we talked, Lottie's daughter. He contacted me on social media. He's like, how have you been? I said, well, I was going to be in the area soon, but I noticed you got rid of my raviolis. He said, you were the only one buying it. And I said, well, if I'm going to be in the area, I'm not going to be buying it, you know. Yeah. You know, that was the thing. I was disappointed, you know. I mean, literally, I was like, I am not buying it. I am not buying it, you know. So that's what I said, you know, I am not buying it, you know. And it was funny because he was just like, okay, I am not buying it, you know. So, here we go. View the menu. See, I'm looking at Olive Garden for a specific dish, right? So the last time I was at Olive Garden, they took away my favorite foods there. And, you know, my friend who took me to drove there, I was like, get what you want. She's like, oh, really? But don't get too much. You know, I'm not paying for it all, right? And I said, I'll have a glass of wine. And this lady was like, the waitress at the time was like, are you okay? And I'm like, fine. And she's like, okay, I hope you're fine. I'm like, I'm great. And my friend, who is an extended family member, said, how come you're not eating? Because they took away what I wanted to eat here. I said, this is why I believe in online menus. And the lady said, oh, yeah, you know, not many people want that type of dish. And I'm like, you know, I'll take it. And said, the lady gave me a deal on like a couple bottles of wine. They filled up in this like craft thing, right? And she was like trying to comfort me. And I was like, don't comfort me. Just let me get drunk. And, you know, she was a nice lady. And she's like, you know, and I knew the manager. And you know, he was like, what happened? I said, you took away my dish. That was what I said. You took away my dish. And he's like, new world we live in. I said, no, it seems everyone's got a problem with mushrooms. You know. And they're like, oh, well, we have this. No, I'm not interested. When I walked out, my friend's like, thanks for lunch. I said, I miss home. I miss home. You know. I was sad. I was depressed. I was totally depressed, you know, because, You know, you go to dinner and you think you're happy at dinner and you're really happy for dinner, and then they turn around and they screw you over on your dinner, and you're like, why'd you screw me over on my dinner? And they're like, well, we're sorry we screwed you on your dinner, but your dinner, the guy's like, well, they had to cut corners. It's fine and dandy for cutting corners, but there's people out there in the world, that like what they like. And, then people say to me, well, how come you don't buy Italian now? Because you can't get Italian at places. I mean, I sent Chloe once, right, to a place here on the island for Italian. They said, oh, I hope she likes it. She's going to give us a good review. First, the spaghetti was thin. There was not much sauce. Secondly, the marinara and Alfredo sauces they used weren't that good. And third, they skimped on the containers of food. So I'm looking at this meat and it's like this. And I'm like, what the fuck is this for $25? So what did I say? And then I was like, you know what? I'm not going to even post at all. This place is terrible. Don't go there. You know what I did instead? Let's see what the other people say. Right? All of a sudden, their reviews started going down. People are like, oh, don't go there. It's too expensive. You're not getting your money's worth. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that was it, Chloe went there twice. We tried all their dishes and we said, the hell with it. Plain and simple. Why? Because they were ripping people off. It's like the other day. The guy got so big for his britches. Best fish and chips in town. One day we go there. One of my friends said the other day, oh, it just must be you. She went and ordered like 4 orders of Alaska right before they closed permanently. Emails me, oh my God, I felt like I was going to die. Why? What happened? Well, I ordered this dish, and it turns out my French fries were completely soggy in oil. Welcome to my world. What do you mean? Welcome to your world. Welcome to my world where everything is, hold on a second, everything is nasty there now. I'll deep fry. Give me 1 second. I gotta ask Chloe a question. Holy shit, snap at me again. You wanna go in? Alright, go in. Screw around again. So anyways, okay, joke for you all people, since you were nice and I went to get my phone. So I asked Chloe, so what happened to the bread, right? Right? She's like, no one was taking the bread. And I said, really? No one's taking the bread? What happened? She said, well, all the bread was moldy. Moldy bread. Isn't that something? You don't see that every day, moldy bread. I thought that was the funniest thing in the world today. Moldy bread. Yep. So, too many people in this world, they want subsidized everything, and I'm getting tired of it. So when people sit there and say, oh, we have to cater to our less fortunate disposition brothers, I say, bah humbug. You don't see Zoe turning around and being like, ooh, we need to support our less fortunate people. Really, Zoe's less fortunate, yet look what happened to her. No offense, I love Zoe dearly. It's $83 for a drink. Is that considered subsidized for a drink? I mean, literally, for $83, you can get a whole bottle of booze. To me, it sucks. So last night, telling you story, Chloe turns around, right? And she says, Oh yeah, I sent that link to Dad, so he should have been. He should have loaded it up by now. You know, Higgins has emailed me, and Higgins emailed me something about Windows. This. Oh, espresso can. Well, at least there's a little coffee left. That's not bad, espresso coffee. I think I drank like 4 cans of it before I was like, yeah, change the flavor. You know, that's me. I change it up from time to time. But yeah, so she turns around, you know, and it was funny, you know. So last night I was like, what do you want to watch? She's like, I want to watch this, and this. So we played it for her. I was browsing YouTube. She's like, you know, I'm feeling selfish. And I'm like, why? I can watch anything I want on my computer in my room because, you know, you're still paying for these streaming services till next month. But I feel selfish because, you know, this is your living room and yet you want to watch something, you know. And I was like, fine, whatever, watch this. So I put headphones on. I was watching the fall of Chuck E. Cheese, the fall of Atari, and the fall of Sega. Yeah. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, these are real good all-American shows. Yeah. Plain and simple. So, you know, I thought it was great. And I was like, you know what? This is great news. I need to talk to someone about that, you know? So, anyways, with that said, everyone, you know, no comments tonight. This is a blessing. But this is why the Republicans are pissed off. And that's why I was changing over to my podcast. You know, I'm not trying to be saying I'm Republican or Democrat. I'm independent. But this is why they're literally pissed. They're like, we got to pay for a little 4-year-old to be on male hormone blockers to be a girl. Or female puberty blockers to be a boy. And then people say, oh, well, you can't say that because it's discrimination. Bull crap. Republicans want to take it away. I mean, literally, over the course of 14 years, it could cost up to $1.5 million. That's $1.5 million worth of elderly care for grandma that needs dentures, hearing aids, and glasses every 2 years. Well, the dentures can be every 10 years. But you know what? They turn around and say, oh, well, you know, we can't do it really. So you can discriminate against the elderly. You can discriminate against the old lady that had breast, or the woman who got breast cancer and can't get their breasts done. Yet you can give a man a pair of fake boobs. Where's the logic in this? So I spoke about it in my podcast, why the Republicans are pissed. It's all the handouts. I mean, literally. The country is bankrupt. The country is broke. You know, we're giving 8.7%. It's got to come out of somewhere. It comes out of Social Security Trust. But we're not bringing in enough money to cover all of the people still because they keep playing kick the can, kick the can. I mean, how long until we, the people, wake up and wake up? I mean, literally, people say, oh, well, they're going after us because I'm a lesbian and African American and I'm trans. No, they're going after the people that are paying and mooching off the system. I mean, you're going to go and vote Democrat because you don't want your sex change taken away and you don't want Roe versus Wade. Then move to a blue state and go vote blue. Well, I want to vote in my own state. I'm from the South and they shouldn't be driving me out because I want to be I want to be a woman. Well, you can be a woman, just go to a blue state. It's not, well, they're trying to do racial blah, 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 and this, and they want to do segregation. No, they don't. They're never going to segregate again. But you all these people are worried, and the Republicans sit there and they say, if a blue state passes full abortion and pro-choice, so be it. If a red state passes full abortion ban, so be it. If you don't like it, move to another state. It's not like Texas is going to say, I'm sorry, you can't move to a blue state because we need you to be a baby popper. Now, if you're African American, Hispanic, those would be like, bye-bye, don't come back. But if you're white, apparently, that's against the law. They can't just sit there and say you can't move to another state where it's pro-choice. They go and say, I'm going to go to a pro-choice or a pro-choice state, what are they going to do? What happens if all the pro-choicers go to blue states and all the pro-lifers go to a red state? Well, that works just fine, doesn't it? Well, what if they say, oh, well, if we don't get what we want, we're going to secede? Well, think of it this way. They secede. All the people in the red states that are on Social Security retirement is going to have to make a decision. Do I leave the states to collect benefits, or do I give up the benefits and have no money? You see, in the end, it's a big, tough choice. I'll leave the states and leave the working class to the red states. What if half the working class paid their Social Security? They're having way down their possibility. Or to forfeit their Social Security and hope like hell the government gives them a retirement, their new government, or are they going to just sit there and work till they're dead? I mean, there's a lot of variables. Same goes for, oh, well, you know, they can't take away our tranny rights in the red states. They do. Then move to a fucking blue state. The less people in, let me put it this way. The red states would be better off without gays, lesbians, bis, or trans in their states. I mean, no offense. I'm under the umbrella, but you know what I see? I see a lot of states wanting to discriminate. Let them. I see a lot of states saying, oh, well, you're a man, you look like a man, even if you have facial surgery, you have to use the men's restroom. Well, if I use the men's restroom, I'm going to be raped. I don't care. You see, it's their law. Our laws are a man with a beard can go into a woman's restroom and you can't do a damn thing about it. Maybe that's one of the reasons why Dinky was at the hell with it in Portland, jokingly, of course. Bearded man in a dress. Oh, yeah, I'm so cute. No. I mean, literally, the thing is, if the red states want to do that, that's fine. If the blue states want to do that, that's fine. I mean, literally, every state, I mean, what the Supreme Court's saying, basically, is every state's, you know, if the law states in a blue state can't own our AR, and then some Republican says, oh, this state law is bad, and then the Supreme Court throws it out, okay. Then you can own an AR. Oh, well, you need a gun case and you need this. Oh, that's unconstitutional. Like them. Good, I got my AR sitting next to the door. Next thing you know, this weapon can't be banned because, the concealed carry law says you can carry. Oh, this state, you know. I mean, there's going to always be someone basically bucking the laws. Let them. And it's funny to see how it plays out, too. But at the same time, you know, you got people saying, oh, well, you know. I mean, look at it from my point of view. I mean, literally, each state's different, right? So if you're worried you're being discriminated and you can't get your hormones and your sex change in Louisiana, move to freaking blue state. And if you're pro-choicer and you complain too much, you're like, oh, yeah, you know, we all got it. Let's just say, here's my theory. If the pro-choicers don't get their way in the next election, 2022, move without a blue state. By 2024, the blue states will be so full of people and freeloaders, they can win most of the presidential things just in California alone. What happens then when the red states have less population? And a lot of people say, oh, well, we're going to secede. Then they secede or concede or whatever it's called. And next thing you know, the elderly collecting Social Security says, oh, we better go to the nearest state, New Mexico, to get our checks every month. Yeah. Then they might be like, oh, here's my post office box. Eventually, the government, if they are still collecting Social Security living in one state, and they have a post office box in another, states will find out about it eventually. Because, the states will be like, oh, you drove over from Texas here to Texarkana to New Mexico. I mean, literally, they'll catch on eventually during payday. So what happens? They're going to make decisions. I mean, think of it. It could be the choice of your checks or you living in your car in Texarkana, in Oklahoma, Nebraska, Kansas, South Dakota, North Dakota, Wyoming, Montana, Idaho, or living in your home in another state. Think about it. It's the way things work. I mean, I don't know how it's going to play out, but it is literally getting scary. There you have it, So basically, these freaking Republicans, I'm playing devil's advocates here, tonight. They're literally tired. They're tired of the handouts. They're tired of sitting there paying for subsidized housing, tired of paying for subsidized phone and internet. You guys got to keep prepping because something might blow big soon. And I just want you to be prepared. But I'm telling you as it is, not sugarcoating it either. They're tired of seeing the freeloaders in America living off your dime while they don't work. I see it all the time. I walk down the street and they're like, "You have a service dog. I don't leave my home because there's a lot of problems." But Chloe's seeing it too. Drug addicts and drug users and boozers and disabled all being discriminated. Elderly walking down the street. One of the other day, Chloe turned and told me there was an elderly lady we used to be friends with. Turned around, was discriminated because she's now complaining organic food is so expensive. Organic food. Oh yeah, I took the light bulb out the other day, didn't I? I don't even know where I put the light bulb. I took it out because I was looking for a new light bulb. It was like half the light bulb's not working. I don't even remember where the spare light bulb is. Funny thing is, I had a whole case of it, but now I don't know where my light bulbs went. Oh well. Sometimes I keep light bulbs in the weirdest places. So it's like, if they go out, we'll just buy a new one. Fine. It's funny because I can't remember where the spare light bulb is. I think I used the last one anyways. But the other day I was playing with it and I said, "Chloe, do this." She's like, "Oh, lose connection." It's loose connection because it's connected to the ceiling fan and the ceiling fan vibrates, you know. So sometimes it shakes things loose. But anyways, like I said, why is the Republicans pissed? Because they're upset at handouts. Now, people can say, what happened to goodwill to men, peace on earth? They don't care. Truth is, they don't care, and they shouldn't care. I mean, literally, I care, but I'm telling it like it is. This is why they're pissed. They're royally pissed. They don't want the race to be demoted down to third-class citizen when Hispanics and the Latinas and the African Americans take over. I mean, I don't give a damn. You know what? If an African American man was the right person and they stopped me, I'd be like, just do my business, man. But then I'd tell them, hey, I've been discriminated all my life, so I can understand you. Literally. And when they find out being who I am, a woman, they'll be like, oh. But if they want to go discriminating against the crackhead down the street with no teeth and be like, oh, yeah, I'm a police officer. What are you doing? Now, I was just, I don't care if you discriminate. I've been discriminated so much it rolls off like it's nothing. So the bottom line is, it's not who you know or what you know. It's the experience you've had in life. Plain and simple. So, you guys are probably wondering, still got that 6 spreadsheets to do, or was it 8? Got 2 others to do, maybe do it tomorrow. Chloe's going to be off island in the morning, between 8 and 9. She'll be off on the ferry going to get meat, tomorrow's meat run. Oh, which reminds me, let's look at the sales again. So, I can get a little nap in tonight. Wonder if they got a sale deal for you can see I'm rolling my eyes, meaning like, oh, weekly ad for a preview of next week's. They always give a preview. So we get a preview for next week, or did they even set up the preview? Nope, this week's ad just came out. Pork ribs, and pork ribs. So, rib sale. So she's taking the cooler. She might grab a bag of ice. Oh, and Pepsi's on sale. Oh, that's because you got to buy 4 bottles. I guess I could pay $4 for 4 bottles. I'll talk to Chloe about that. But anyways, the meat's the main reason we're going. Buy 2, get 1 free on Monster 4-packs. Nah, I'm not interested in Monster 4. Oh, tell them I remember those. What are those exactly? Fun size large bags of Mars fun size bags of Snickers. Well, it doesn't look like Snickers. It looks like peanuts. Actually, what the hell is that? Can I actually look at that? So apparently you click on it and it takes you to something else. Yeah. Yeah. So it's like Twix. I don't want Twix. Chloe's like, I hope there's a deal on candy. $5.99. That ain't a good deal. Anyways, so I wanted to share that with you. I might got an idea on that. An idea. I'll let Chloe know about it soon. Anyways, so yeah, just meats. So she'll go up there, grab the meats, come back. It'll be great. Ice should be no problem. So, anyways, yeah. So the Republicans, like I said, they're pissed off at everything coming down the pipe. They're angry, and they have a right to be angry. Their economy was doing better under Trump. And all these trannies are like, oh, our rights are going to be, wasn't taken away in 2020, wasn't taken away in 2017, wasn't taken away in 2018, it wasn't taken away in 2019. Then they're like, oh, well, the Affordable Care Act still around? I heard it was dissolved. I want to look that up. I don't know. Is it or is not? Oh, okay. This article explains the basic of ACA, individual mandate, where residents are. So as of 2022, there are penalties for uninsured Massachusetts, New Jersey, California, Rhode Island, and the District of Columbia. Yeah, I want to see this. Let me look. I want to see this for a second because this is interesting. Hmm. Okay. Okay. Hold on. Hold on. All right. Let me see here. All right. So what is it? What is KFF? Mm. So apparently, let me just tell you. Let me see here, okay? All right, so. Okay. No, hold on, let me see. Yeah, okay, get this. Okay, hold on. Let me look for a second. Oh, look at this. Look at this. So the taxpayers, you ready for this? This is big. So the taxpayers are forced not only to cover breast augmentation, facial surgery, gender confirming surgery, but now it's basically being forced to cover, but not limited to voice surgery. Yeah, wow. This is interesting. See, I have to look this up. So this is so the HHS after Trump left said that they're forcing sex changes to be covered. I don't even want to read this crap. So did they get rid of it? Hold on. So this is all about legal crap. That's like 500 pages here. It's like I don't give two shits. All I care for is the cheap stuff, the fast acting, you know. Yeah, okay. Hold on. Oh, you see, since 2014, anyone on Medicare has covered it medically necessary by case basis. And the veterans have announced in June that it's eliminated its longstanding ban to pay for sex changes. You see, this is why these people are basically turning around and are being pissed off. I mean, literally, you're being paid. The people are forcing the taxpayers, the Republicans that work pay taxes to pay for the medicine, a a uh, a medicine, um a what do you call it? Epidural, right? An epidural, right? An epidural. Why the hell is this not freaking loading properly? An epidural. There we go. When, you ready for this? When when they're covering sex changes. Yeah. He was like, Oh. Hold on. Delete that one. Yeah, okay, cool. Awesome. There we go. Cool. So, why? Because they are royally pissed that they're being forced to pay for stuff they don't want to pay for. Their opinion is get a job, you lazy bums. Plain and simple. Don't freeload off of hardworking Americans that work every day because you're draining the system and you're a burden to all. That's what they say. They have their input entitled, and that's why they're pissed. They want to vote across the board if they can. They don't want anyone to get benefits, and they don't want people to get the benefits like free sex changes. So my phone's gonna ring any minute, so I better get going. So I'll look for a new video tomorrow morning when Chloe's out. So in the meantime, please add and subscribe. Please post comments, leave feedback, suggestion, hit the like, subscribe button. So some fun for your family, including your dogs, your cats, your bunnies, your service dogs, your service bunny. Hit the bell notification bell. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the thumbs up button. Leave the comments nice is all we ask. Thank you, and God bless you in everything you do.